Welcome back to the Football Martin channel. Thank you for tuning in. It is a press conference reaction time. Everybody messages me asking me, what were your thoughts on the press conference? Well, Ivan Juric, he had his first press conference as the Southampton manager this afternoon down at Staplewood, the Southampton training complex. And I've taken a few notes from the press conference. I've also had a really good read of Alfie House's Twitter feed this afternoon as well. Go give Alfie a follow as well. He give the best bits from the press conference as well. But I had a good watch. I've watched it back twice, so I've got all my notes on it, and I can give a bit of reaction to everything that he said. I thought it was a very, very impressive first press conference from the new manager, Ivan Juric. I think he is a very, very shrewd appointment. I said this in my video last week when I give you a reaction to him becoming the manager. And who is Ivan Juric and what is he all about? Because he is a manager that is going to demand a lot from his players. He went on to say today, they don't know me, but I know them. I thought that was the best bit of the press conference. He's been watching us religiously by the sounds of it over the last couple of days. Not only has he been watching us over the last couple of days, he's been watching us for a period of time now. And it's not just the last couple of weeks. He had talks with Southampton by the sounds of it in that press conference today. A couple of years ago when they appointed Nathan Jones, by the sounds of it, he'd spoken to them and he'd become aware of who we are and what we're all about. Right. He went on to say it was had some contact 2 years ago, and that was the first time I started to think about Southampton. He said he's watched a lot of us since, and he said has been his wish to come to Southampton, which is brilliant. You know, he wants to be here, which is everything you want to hear from the manager. He went on to say, we can do better to make points, but he's very optimistic. He knows that no team has ever survived from where we are right now, but he believes history could be made. That is what he is saying. He doesn't believe we are down and out, which is brilliant news. Look, many of us fans will feel it's an uphill battle and it's probably an impossibility. But he went on to talk about making us hard to beat. There's a big part of the press conference where he's speaking about he wants us, before, you can look further up the field, it is all about getting more compact and being harder to beat. And that was the one thing he got at Fulham. Though he's playing it down that he didn't have, he was asked whether he had anything to do with the Fulham team lineup or the tactics. And he very, very quickly brushed that question off, because I will tell you, no doubt about it, he had conversations with the players before. He didn't have a work permit, so by law, he can't be working in the UK. His work permit come through today. It come through this afternoon about 3 o'clock before he did this press conference. And he wouldn't have been allowed to work before that. So he's not going to come out and say, oh, yeah, I had a big say-so in the tactics at Fulham. But there's no doubt that he did, because we played so differently than what we had done in previous weeks and the season. How it's took the football club this long to realise that we need to start grinding results out and getting compact is beyond me, because we were never going to do that under Russell Martin. Never, ever going to do that. He wants us to be competitive, which I thought we were at Fulham. He believes we can do it. He kept on saying, I believe in them and they can do it. I think when he's saying believe in them and they can do it, whether he's talking about the style of play or is he talking about staying in the Premier League? That's the big thing for me. He went on to talk about West Ham. They asked him a few questions. He said he's been studying West Ham. They've been analysing West Ham. No doubt about that. They have to. That's the next appointment and the next opponent. He spoke a lot about the players and whether he was asked whether there could be reinforcements in January. He said that he needs to have a look at the squad and then he will decide. But he wants some time. He said he has some time now between now and the window opening where he can have a look at the squad and see what he's got at his disposal, and he'll soon find out where the weaknesses are. There's no doubt about that. He said he was asked about the young players and the energy that they can bring to the team. He said the young players are positive. He said it's not going to be easy to change the style right away. So he has a totally different style of football that he is going to play. It's a press conference you should go and watch on YouTube when it's out tonight. I think it's 10:30. The club put it out. It's on the club's official app already. But he spoke about this high press, high energy, being compact, and the way they're going to play football. But he said he can't do it immediately. It's not going to happen overnight. And rightly so. It is not going to happen overnight. He spoke about the mentality of the team as well. And I thought it was interesting when he started talking about the mentality of the team. He was pleased with what he saw yesterday at Craven Cottage, and I was impressed actually yesterday. I know we were drab going forward. We were really poor going forward. But we can get better. And Ivan Juric has said today in his press conference, I'm very optimistic we can play better. And absolutely we can play better. But we played better yesterday than what we had done in the previous 3 months. So look, he's got something to build off. And I think that's the really exciting thing about it. He's got a way that we can now move forward and build on. I'm excited about it. I thought Nathan Wood yesterday, I thought it was a real plus point. I spoke about it in my match day vlog on my channel. It's worth watching. Go check out the match day vlog on the Football Martin channel from yesterday. All the action from Craven Cottage, from a fan in the crowd. And I kind of give my thoughts and reaction as that game is unfolding, the substitutions, how I'm feeling. And it's well worth looking at. And I spoke about Nathan Wood. I thought he was brilliant yesterday. I was a little bit critical of him against Chelsea. He said that he played a lot of safe passes, and I take it all back because I actually think he's a really good player, and I think he's physical and strong. And he's ahead of Jack Stevens now in the pecking order for me. And I think he can play a really big part for the new manager. I really do. Onuachu was the disappointment for me in terms of bringing him on so late. I thought we needed him earlier yesterday. We needed him in the game earlier. And that was the big thing because he gives you that physical presence. And Leslie Ogachukwu was a massive standout performance from him yesterday. I just thought he played really, really well yesterday. He dominated the ball when he come in midfield. He battled well. He won duels. He won his tackles, and he passed the ball really well. He didn't give the ball away a lot, and I think he gives us a bit more than Joe Aribo. When he's at it like he was yesterday, he can be a really good player for us. And there's a lot of talk that Chelsea are going to recall him, but if he's guaranteed more game time under this manager, would he stay? That's the big interesting point. But I just saw a tweet a minute ago and I forgot about it actually. £3 million Nathan will be bought him for. Wow. Great business. Get in the comments box below. Give me your thoughts to the performance of Nathan Wood yesterday. Give me your thoughts also to the first press conference of Ivan Juric. Give me your thoughts. I thought it was outstanding. I thought he spoke really well. First impressions, he was very clear. He was very frank, and I didn't think he was prickly. I didn't think he was just he seems a really decent guy. And if you compare his press conferences to like Nathan Jones when he come in, and also like I really enjoyed Russell's time, but he's prickly in his presses, wasn't he? And at times he's little bit of a dick. He was, but certainly to someone like Alfie. Alfie House is on TSP, Total Saints podcast, and he's big in the fan base and really well respected. And when you start rubbing up like the wrong journalist the wrong way, I don't think it necessarily helps you as a manager. But I thought it was a really, really, really impressive first press conference from Ivan Juric. But the fact he's been watching us for 2 years is brilliant. He said that he doesn't have any. He's asked about hobbies actually as well, what his hobbies were, and someone asked him about golf. I think it was Mark McAdam from Sky Sports News. I think Mark's brilliant role model for anybody that's looking to do what I do, and the way he speaks on camera and the way he interviews managers and players, it's just like unbelievable. That's what I want to do. But he asked him about potential hobbies, I think, away from the game. I'm sure it's Mark. And he said that like pretty much all the focus is going to have to be in work. He said there's a lot of work to do. And he said that his wife will be moving over at some stage, and until she's here, it was all about work. So he's going to be a busy man, Ivan Juric, in the next week. But I thought it was a really, really impressive first press conference. That's my thoughts on it. That's my thoughts on Ivan Juric. I think he will implement a massive change in the way Southampton go about playing football going forward, and I'm really excited for it. I cannot wait for Boxing Day, and I urge all of you to be really excited and back this manager. It's a really, really exciting time to hear something new, something fresh, and you felt that in the fan base around Craven Cottage yesterday in the away end. Everybody, though it's Christmas and everyone's buoyant for Christmas, well, I'm not a massive Christmas fan personally. My girlfriend will tell you I'm not a massive Christmas fan, but I thought it was a real sense of like, I don't know, weight off people's shoulders, a bit of relief maybe in the fan base yesterday. if that's the right word. I mean, Russell Martin sacked a week ago, and yeah, I love the manager already. I love how he's talking. Really excited. He's got nothing to lose. Right, it's Saints news. The show's Saints news. So we need to reflect upon some of the other Saints news. And there's only one other story I really want to focus on today, and that's Armel Bella-Kotchap. He came out yesterday. He had a lot to say to some German press about his future, and an interesting one. Armel Bella-Kotchap said, I spent the last 2 days talking intensively with the club's leaders. I would imagine he means the manager, the board, and he said that they assured me that they care about me and that I will get my chance under the new head coach. And I think that's really, really interesting. He also went on to speak about his relationship with ex-Southampton manager, the former manager, Russell Martin. And he said, I moved to Eindhoven on loan after the relegation from Southampton in 2023. There I had an injury, therefore never really got on to the pedal into a groove, I'm guessing he's saying. I went back to England in the summer and the coach preferred to rely on the promotion team. He didn't like that. I wanted to leave after the relegation. I get that. I'm not surprised. He's an ambitious player, obviously. But yeah, a lot of fans won't like it because, yeah, he wanted to leave. And we want people that are committed to our football clubs. He obviously didn't want to be here and play in the Championship. He thought it was maybe beyond him. But I have had a time and he said, but at that time, I wanted to take the next step and I thought it was right. So he's kind of saying, I'm sorry, but I wanted to take the next step. I get that. He's a professional footballer. And with these views, he said, they never really sorted their differences out after that. So he's prepared. He wants to further his career. He said he wants to play in the Premier League as well. It was another quote he had. He wants to be playing Premier League football. But he wants to progress his career. He's a footballer. He must be frustrated. He had those failed medicals in the summer. And he's had a really difficult time, Bella-Kotchap. I think he's somebody that last manager should have tried to utilise, but we were really struggling at the back. He's a physical centre-back. I think he will get his chance under this manager. I really do. Unless they're going to cash in and get money on him. But are you going to get money for a centre-back that's not played any football? That's the big question. I don't know what you think. Get involved in the comments box below. He's not played a lot of football. So what is his value to Southampton Football Club? That is my biggest question right now. That wraps everything for my show today here on my Saints news, my reaction to the press conference, my thoughts on Armel Bella-Kotchap. I hope they can get him fit. And the FA Cup game will be a perfect opportunity to bring him back into the fold, surely. I don't think he comes back into the 11, Armel Bella-Kotchap. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve Unwrapped on the Football Martin channel. I have some special guests joining me. We are previewing the game against West Ham United on Boxing Day. I've got Charlie and Ellie joining me tomorrow on the Football Martin channel. I'm really excited for those guys to be joining me. And I'm hoping to potentially have a West Ham fan, Big P, to come and give us a bit of a lowdown on West Ham ahead of that game on Boxing Day. Right, that's the end of the Monday night show. Thank you very much for tuning in to the Football Martin channel. It's been an absolute pleasure having you with me. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to my channel. Share the video with a friend as well. If you've got a Southampton fan that's not seen my content, please do share it. I'm at pretty much every game, home and away, creating matchday content, fan cam. And you can get all my reaction during games with my matchday vlogs. Yesterday's vlog was an absolute bumper. Make sure you check out the outtakes at the very end. Good night, and I'll see you again tomorrow.